Oh, hello and welcome to a North Wales side-by-side video. Something totally different today. This machine is a piece of gymnasium equipment and it's called a Step Master. And I got involved with this job after the engineer from the company that manufactured these machines told the lady it was uneconomical to fix due to one component, or one component he said was faulty. Now, I got involved after the engineer and the lady said to me, "That's what he's told me is wrong, what can you do for me?" The white box in the last couple of photographs is the faulty component. And as the video rolls on, you'll see me in the photos. I've taken it apart and I've gone down to its component form with the premise of finding out what components were inside it, what it was, and then remanufacturing it on a prototype circuit board. That was the original plan. Right, so here we go in the next couple of photos where I have now taken the metal white casing to discover all this resin inside, and inside this resin is encased resistors, capacitors, some relays and lots and lots of wires soldered to components. And I basically found the damage in the block of resin. One of the capacitors had gone and there was a resistor that had actually blown. So this is me just looking at the components now, and I'm working out in my head what everything is, trying to identify components, trying to work out where everything goes. Well, that is what I finished with after I'd taken it all apart. Got as much resin off as I needed to get off to work a circuit diagram out and work out what components I needed to buy. That's one of the blown resistors. That was some of the damage inside it. Luckily I found another resistor buried in the resin, which was the same as the blown one, so that gave me the colour bands to identify them. That component was okay, but I did replace it. There's just a few more photos of the components as I took it apart. Got a bit more resin off. And now this is another component I found inside the resin. I took this apart as well. Another little circuit board, and again identified all the components, and I combined pretty much everything onto a prototype board. In that I only found one capacitor that had blown, and that was like a switching relay for power. This is the input relay from the 240 volt supply, and there's just a few random photos of where earthly goes. Now that transformer, when I checked it, I found out it had actually got open loop on the 24 volt circuit, which is what feeds the computer and feeds one of the chips. So that alone is another obsolete component. The motor, now that worked perfectly well. There was nothing wrong with the motor. when I fed 3-phase into it, it worked. And that's the motor control wiring, that's the multi-plug that goes. And this is a few photographs of the controller that converts single-phase electric to 3-phase electric to power the motor. That is the logic board. Again, that logic board was also damaged. There's the componentry on that one that was broken. Now this is me feeding 3-phase directly to the motor, just to make sure and check the motor worked. What we ended up using was the single-phase to 3-phase inverter, wiring it up to 240 volts and then going direct to the motor through the inverter, converted to 3-phase, to feed the 3-phase motor with electricity to give the machine a basic operating function. Otherwise this machine would have been scrap. As you can see there, it's doing what it needs to do. It's going round in circles, it's going up and down, and this is all the lady wants. So that is what she's getting back.